we are all waiting for, I would now like to recognize the Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Franz Pumaren.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. The 21st City Council is ready to hear the State of the City address of our City Mayor, Joy Belmonte Alimurong.
Please take your seats. To our Honorable Senate President, Senator Vicente Soto III, the proud father of our Vice Mayor. To our 1st District Representative, the Honorable Anthony Peter D. Crisologo. To our 2nd District Representative, the Honorable Precious Hipolito Castelo. To our 3rd District Representative, the Honorable Alan Benedict S. Reyes. To our 5th District Representative, the Honorable Alfred Vargas. To our 6th District Representative, the Honorable Jose Christopher Belmonte. To our BH Party List Chairperson, the Honorable Congresswoman Bernadette Herrera D. To Ka Edwin Zabala, the representative of the Iglesia ni Cristo. Officers of the Quezon City Police District, headed by Acting District Director, Police Colonel Ronnie Montejo, station commanders and members of the QCPD directorial staff, Superintendent Elena Rocamora, DSC of the BJMP Female Dormitory, officers of the Quezon City Fire District, headed by District Fire Marshal, Superintendent Jaime Ramirez, and members of the QCFD, officers and representatives from the national government agencies, Schools Division Superintendent, District Supervisors, Education Program Supervisors, Division Coordinators, Education Consultants, Elementary and High School Principals, City Councilors, spouses, families, and guests, the Vice Mayor's family, most especially his beloved wife, Joy, my family, represented by my father, former Mayor Sonny Belmonte, former government officials, Quezon City Civil Society representatives, Quezon City Association of Filipino-Chinese Businessmen, headed by its president, Mr. Joseph Lim Bonghong, and its members. Citizens of Quezon City, of course, my favorite Vice Mayor, Gian Soto. Our Majority Floor Leader, Franz Pumaren, our Minority Floor Leader, Eric Medina, City Councilors, Barangay officials, department heads led by City Administrator Michael Alimurong, and Secretary to the Mayor RJ Belmonte, government employees, partners, friends in media, honored guests, isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Sana nakapag-CR kayo. Bago po tayo nagsimula, medyo may kahabaan po ang aking ulat sa araw po na ito. It has been 100 days since we started working together. 100 days since we embraced the challenge of bringing change to the largest and most populous city in the nation's capital. 100 days since we took up the responsibility of being vanguards for progress, change makers undaunted by the many issues and concerns that preoccupy the almost 3 million people who call Quezon City home. Sino ba naman ang makakapagsabi na habang binabalangkas natin ang ating mga matatayog na mga pangarap para sa ating lungsod, na tayo ay hahamunin din ng mga pagsubok na di natin inaasahan. Ngunit kinaya at napagtagumpayan natin ang lahat ng ito nang dahil sa ating pagbabayanihan. President Manuel Luis Quezon, to whom our city owes its name, once said, "I want our people to be like a Molave tree, strong and resilient, standing on the hillsides, unafraid of the rising tide, lightning and the storm, confident of its strength." If there is anything the past 100 days have taught us, it is that there is nothing we cannot overcome if we are strong, steadfast, and resolute as a people. It would be those qualities that would allow us to address the challenges we faced during the first 100 days of my term. These include the national government's directive to clear obstructions in our roads, the hazards posed by African swine fever, the need to improve social services provisions, the demands of maintaining peace and order, the necessity of improving our frontline services to make it easier to do business in our city, and the moral imperative to take steps to institutionalize good governance reforms, improve infrastructure, and make our city more livable. Those 100 days began with a presidential directive to restore order in our streets and sidewalks by strictly enforcing long-ignored laws that have been violated for so long that the abnormal had come to be accepted as normal. 60 araw lamang ang ibinigay sa atin upang makamtan ang layuning ito. 60 days were given to all cities in Metro Manila, regardless of size. The same ultimatum applied to cities ranging from 5.95 square kilometers to 166.20 square kilometers in size. Ngunit nang dahil sa ating determinasyon at pagkakaisa, ang akalang imposible ay naging posible. We not only passed this test, we did so with a very respectable rating, which at the moment I am not at the liberty to disclose from the DILG. It's close to 89 and close to 91. Kahit mga barangay hall, daycare centers, kapilya at police station ay hindi nakaligtas sa ating layunin na malinis ang ating mga lansangan at bangketa. What started as Executive Order Number 13 or the creation of Task Force 60 Days, spearheaded by the Traffic and Transportation Management Task Force and the Public Order and Safety Offices, later evolved into QC Bayanihan sa Lansangan and came to include the MDAD, Task Force Disiplina, virtually all the departments of our city, and most notably, every single one of our city's 142 barangays. Bagamat nakatuon lamang ang direktiba ng ating Pangulo sa mga pangunahing mga lansangan katulad ng National Primary and Secondary Roads at Mabuhay Lanes, we went above and beyond what was expected and required of us. Nagdagdag pa tayo ng 20 hanggang 30 na alternatibong mga ruta na maaaring daanan ng mga sasakyan at makatulong sa pagbawas ng buhol-buhol na trapiko sa ating lungsod. These roads that are unique only to our city have been aptly named as QC, Bayanihan sa Lansangan Road Networks. In all our efforts and in every interview I give, I always stress two things: the need to sustain our gains and the importance of caring for the displaced. Yes, our city needs to have a firm hand, but that hand must be guided by a sincere desire to care for the least, the lost, and the last. To sustain our clearing operations, we will be fully implementing the provisions of our Traffic Management Code and our Tricycle Management Code with the use of clamping devices and no-contact apprehension mechanisms. We will also partner with towing services and deploy additional traffic enforcers with ticketing powers to our various barangays, as well as deputized trained barangay personnel to do the same. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayong nakikipag-usap sa mga may-ari ng mga bakanting lote para magamit ang mga ito ng ating mga apektadong TODA, UV at jeepney o kaya ay upang makipag-partner sa pagpapatayo ng mga multi-level parking spaces. Nakikipag-ugnayan din tayo sa mga commercial establishments na payagan nilang magamit ang mga nababakanteng parking slots nila sa off-peak hours ng mga motoristang walang mga garahe. Upang tulungan ang ating mga displaced vendors, hinikayat natin ang ilan na pumasok na sa mga pampublikong palengke. Binigyan naman natin ang iba ng alternatibong vending sites kung saan ay hindi sila magiging sagabal sa mga pedestrians. One of our proud accomplishments was to register all our vendors, profile them, and give them official IDs. The number of our registered vendors has grown from a mere 950 vendors when we took over to now 3,200 at present. Sa pamamagitan nito, hindi na sila muling mapagsasamantalahan at pagkakakitaan ng mga sindikato o protektor at magiging legal na silang mga manininda sa mga government-identified vending sites. Malinaw po ang mensahe natin para sa ating mga small businesses sa Quezon City. Kung gusto ninyo na magnegosyo sa ating syudad, tutulungan namin kayo. Huwag lang kayong umasa sa mga masasamang elemento na kayo lamang ay pinagkakaperahan. As Christmas approaches, we are also going to establish night markets called SARI, SARIng QC in the parking lots of several partner malls like Vertis North, in which our micro-entrepreneurs, including our displaced vendors, can sell their products. In keeping with our goals, we have asked our city architect, Lucille Chua, to redesign our city-owned markets to include adequate parking spaces and terminals for public transportation. The days of Task Force 60 Days may be coming to a close, but its mission remains. This is why we are now launching Task Force Forever. To continue the mandate of freeing up our roads and sidewalks to eventually include even those that are city-owned and barangay-owned, and in the long term, establish more walkable spaces for our people. Please allow me to acknowledge Task Force 60 Days, led by Attorney Ariel Inton, General Elmo San Diego, Congressman Ranulfo Ludovica, Colonel Procopio Lipana, and Assistant City Administrator Alberto Quimpo. Please, Task Force 60 Days, rise and be acknowledged. Kasama na yung mga iba pang makasama natin sa mga ahensya ng Pamalang Lungsod, Quezon. I'd like to thank Councilor Ramon Medalla, Committee Chair of Transportation, for sponsoring the ordinance creating the Department of Traffic and Transport Management. According to a Rappler survey, traffic is considered the primary concern of the general public, and now more than ever, this department will be crucial. I now also appeal to the members of the City Council to pass more measures in support of our traffic and transport management initiatives. Among them are a comprehensive parking ordinance, an ordinance prohibiting vulcanizing shops, talyeres, and similar establishments along major thoroughfares, an ordinance regulating motorcycle taxis, an ordinance strictly prohibiting terminals along priority roads, among others. Marami pang iba, ibibigay ko na lang ang listahan kay Vice Mayor Soto. Alinsunod sa Build, Build, Build program ng ating Pangulo, sabay-sabay nang isa sa katuparan ang infrastructure projects ng ating national government tulad ng subway, Segment 8.2, Skyway 3, at ang LRT 1, MET 3, MRT 7 Common Station na siguradong magpapalala sa traffic at magdudulot ng higit pa na magpagdurusa para sa ating mga mamamayan. Upang mapaghandaan ang mga ito ng mabuti, binuo natin ang Task Force Build 5 upang makipag-ugnayan sa mga developers at ahensya ng pamahalaan at makipagtulungan sa kanila na maibsan ang inaasahan nating problema na idudulot ng sabay-sabay na pagsasakatuparan ng mga proyektong ito sa ating lungsod. Ika nga, there is no gain if there is no pain, and we are just about to enter the pain period of our city's development. But we will not be caught off guard. We are prepared. The challenge to improve traffic is not the only issue we have had to deal with in the first months of our administration. Nitong mga nakaraang na linggo, tayo po ay buong tapang na humarap sa problema ng African Swine Fever o ASF. Hindi natin inaasahan na magiging malala ito sa ating lungsod dahil tayo ay isang highly urbanized city kung saan mahigpit na ipinagbabawal ng HLURB ang mga backyard piggeries at poultry farms. Ngunit, sa kabila nito, nalaman po natin na pangkabuhayan ito ng marami sa ating mga mamamayan. Mga kaibigan, pinaninindigan ko po ang desisyon natin na harapin ang problema ng ASF consistent with the protocols of the Bureau of Animal Industry. This may not have been aligned with the national government strategy with dealing with this disease, but I stand by my decision as my priority. Then and now is to eliminate this disease in our city at the soonest possible time while empowering our people with the information they need to avoid further spreading the disease. With the decisive leadership of our city veterinarian, Dr. Ana Maria Cabel, please rise and be acknowledged, ma'am. You are my hero. We have to this day called 4,466 pigs from all the affected areas and started distributing 13,398,000,000 pesos as financial assistance to our city's hog raisers. And while everybody knows we have very limited funds, I would like to thank our Congressman Bong Suntay, who is in Russia, Congressman Kit Belmonte, and of course, Congresswoman Precious Hipolito Castelo for offering to help alleviate the hardships of their affected swine raisers. We have also met with the DSWD to increase assistance to affected areas. In the meantime, we will be strictly enforcing, take note, Councilor Ivy Lagman, our zoning ordinance prohibiting piggeries in our city and have given all hog raisers up to February 2020 to comply with this directive. In the meantime, we have already instructed our youngest department head, our 25-year-old Ms. Moana Yap of the Small Business and Cooperatives Development and Promotions Office, please rise, to include our affected hog raisers in our new program called Q-Create, or the Quezon City Recovery Program for Employment Assistance, Training, and Entrepreneurship, especially designed for persons in crisis situations. Pinapasalamatan ko ang mga barangay, kayo po, na hindi nag-atubiling mag-report ng mga kaso ng ASF sa kanilang mga lugar. Punong Barangay Marlo Ulanday, Punong Barangay Banjo Pilar, Punong Barangay Rodel Lobok, Punong Barangay Wilikara, Punong Barangay Maniguarin, and Punong Barangay Tata of Barangay Rojas. Gatlodera. This is the kind of action we need to help us solve this issue. Sa kabila ng mga di planadong mga pangyayari sa nakaraang mga buwan, hindi natin kinalimutan ang mga pangako natin sa ating mga mamamayan. Isa na rito ang pagpapabilis ng serbisyong pampubliko. Putting people first in our agenda of governance means ensuring that their needs are met at the soonest possible time. Dahil ninais kong mapabilis ang serbisyong kinakailangan ng ating mga mamamayan, lalong-lalo na sa oras ng kagipitan, Pinabilis natin ang mga proseso at todo nating binawasan ang red tape na siyang naging sagabal sa tunay na makataong paglilingkod. Katulad ng ating pinangako, matatanggap na ang tulong sa mga nasunugan sa loob lamang ng 3 hanggang 5 araw pagkatapos ng sakuna. Mula sa dating 3 hanggang 6 na buwan. In just the first 2 weeks of July, we have cleared all the backlog from November 2018. To date, more than 4,600 families from 44 fire incidents have received financial support amounting to around 6.5 million from the local government. Nagpapasalamat ako kina Konsehal Alan Butch Francisco at Konsehala Aurora Suntay. May dahilan ba kung bakit kayo co-authors dito? Sa isinulong na ordinansang taasan ang financial assistance sa nasunugan from 2,000 to 10,000 pesos. Na halos 20 taon, 20 taon na po na hindi nagbabago. Panahon pa ata ni Adelina Rodriguez, 2,000 na ang binibigay, hanggang ngayon 2,000 pa rin. Ang ating burial assistance naman ay may tataas na sa tulong ulit ni Alan Butch Francisco at Aurora Suntay, ang tandem, na from 10,000 pesos to a full package worth 25,000 pesos. Pero ang hinihiling ko sa inyo, sana ipagbawal na natin ang sakla. Kasi meron ng full financial assistance package na ibinibigay. At siguradong matutuwa si Konsehal Roger Juan. Matutuwa ka ha, huwag tayong mag-aaway. Sapagkat ang kanyang inakdang ordinansa na nagbibigay ng death benefit assistance na 5,000 pesos sa mga kaanak ng yumaong senior citizens, ang mga backlog mula pa 2017 ay sinimulan na nating ipamahagi at tatapusin natin ang distribution ng death benefit assistance na ito sa buwan ng Oktubre. Para sa iyan, Councilor Roger Juan. Taon na rin ang binilang sa delay ng allowances ng mga estudyante. But in coordination with PayMaya, we have also successfully arranged for the quick release of the allowances of our scholars under our Quezon City Scholarship and Youth Development Program. Hindi rin po natin pababayaan ang ating mga guro. In our recent celebration of World Teachers' Day, we were happy to have shared that we have improved the system for processing their allowances. And unlike in the past, when their allowances were delayed to the point that rallying in City Hall seemed their only recourse to be given attention, we have now already released their allowances for the first quarter. Our senior citizens also deserve a local government responsive to their needs. We have speeded up the processing of over 6,500 indigent social pension applications to receive assistance from the DSWD. We will also work out a system whereby payouts will be decentralized to their respective barangays to avoid the inconvenience on their part of having to commute and line up for hours at City Hall under the sun or under the rain. Ganon din ang ating pagbibigay halaga sa ating mga kawani. Nakipag-partner tayo sa Commission on Audit upang maging computerized ang ating Human Resources Information System na walang karampatang gastos para sa ating lungsod. This system will soon include standardized electronic employment documents to shorten the notorious 3-month delay in their first salary to just 1 month. Bukod sa pagpapabilis, pwede kayong pumalakpak, makawani. Bukod sa pagpapabilis ng mga prosesong nagpapabigat sa ating mga mamamayan, marami pa tayong isasagawang hakbang para sa kanila. Habang dinedebate pa ng Senado ang SOGI Equality Bill, huwag po kayong magalit sa aking Tito Sen, Tayo sa Lungsod Quezon ay magiging mas agresibo sa pagpapatupad ng ating Gender Fair Ordinance. We will focus less on beauty contests and concentrate our efforts on advocacy and education in order to build a truly inclusive society, respectful of diversity. Hindi lang po ito usaping CR. This is an issue that is rooted in respect, compassion, and love for others, and we will treat it as such. Hindi rin linggid sa aming kaalaman ang kalagayan ng ating mga solo parents. Kaya naman kami ay bumuo ng Solo Parents Welfare Unit sa ating Social Services and Development Department o SSDD upang tulungan at matutukan ang mga hinaing ng ating mga magigiting na solo parents. Ito ay sa tulong ni na Councilors Patrick Michael Vargas, Lena Marie Huico, and Kate Abigail Coseteng. I assure you that the local government stands ready to be your new life partner in raising your children. Hinihikayat ko rin ang konseho na ipasa na ang panukalang ordinansa ni Konsehala Shaira Liban patungkol sa pagbubuo ng Children's Welfare Unit sa ating SSDD upang makagawa pa tayo ng mas marami at makabuluhang programa para sa ating mga kabataan. Currently, we have a partnership with the Jollibee Group Foundation for a feeding program in Barangay Payatas. May programa din tayo kasamang ilang mga philanthropist. Sa ngayon, nakapag-opera na ng 70 bata na may BINGOT at BUKOL. At marami rin tayong mga programa para sa abused, neglected, and abandoned children na ating tinututukan sa pakikipagtulungan din ng iba't ibang NGOs. Kabilang narito ang Bantay Bata 163 ng ABS-CBN Foundation Incorporated. Para sa ating mga persons with disabilities, hinihikayat ko ang ating konseho. At alam ko ang pinuno dito ay si Konsehala Nikki Crisolego, na magpasa ng ordinansa na magtatatag ng job desk, particular lang sa kanila, na may kaakibat na insentibo para sa mga kumpanyang makikilahok sa inclusivity program na ito. Para naman sa mahigit na 215,000 informal settler families sa ating lungsod, tayo po ay bumubuo na ng bagong shelter plan batay sa ating housing code na isinulong nung nakaraang konseho ni Konsehala Maria Victoria Copilar. Alinsunod sa ating pangako na in-city relocation, pinondahan na natin ang pagbili ng malawakang lupa kung saan itatayo natin ang ating kauna-unahang township initiative, which will be more adept to changing times and land values. Modeled after Singapore, we will be building mid to high-rise structures with various payment scheme options in order to broaden access to a wider range of beneficiaries. The township will include support structures such as a police station, a super health center, learning institutions, open spaces, sports facilities, and a commercial area. The model is tried and tested and is ideal for uplifting the lives of our ISFs towards a more sustainable and inclusive community. We are also restructuring our housing, community development, and resettlement department in order to be more sensitive and responsive to the needs of our ISFs and to prepare for our flagship initiative. Recently, we have also awarded land titles to more than 429 beneficiaries under our direct sale program and community mortgage program. Marami sa kanila ang mga tumanda na kahihintay sa titulo ng kanilang mga bahay. Kaya naman atin po itong ginawan ng agarang aksyon. Marami pa ang ating ipapamigay na mga titulo sa mga susunod na linggo at buwan. Sa tulong ng sanggunian, magsimula na tayo bumili ng mga lupain na kasalukuyang kinatitirikan ng mga ISF. ang isang property sa Payatas at Tofemi property sa Bagong Silangan para sa higit 4,000 na pamilyang magiging benepisyaryo. Okay po ba yon, Councilor Copilar? Aside from housing, education is also a top priority of our administration. Isa sa pinakauna nating naging hakbang ay ang pagbuo ng Education Affairs Office na pinangungunahan ni dating konsihala Alison Medalla upang maplano ng mabuti ang mga programa nating pang-edukasyon, makipag-coordinate sa Division of City Schools patungkol sa mga pangangailangan ng ating mga guro at mag-aaral at siguraduhing mataas ang kalidad ng ating bagong Quezon City University. We are also set to build the 53 classroom integrated high school in Barangay Bagbag. Ang kauna-unahong 8 palapag na public school sa ating lungsod. Thank you, Councilors Ramon Vincent Medalla and Irene Belmonte for authoring this ordinance. Magkaka-elevator pa ang paaralan na ito. Siyempre naman, ang hirap kaya umakyat ng 8 palapag, di ba? Pero pwedeng pampapayat yan. On top of this, we will also be building the Bagong Silangan High School next year. Katulad ng ating pinangako, tinatag na rin natin ang unang TESDA Assessment Center sa Barangay Matandang Balara para bigyan ng higit na kahandaan ang ating mga senior high school TechVoc graduates sa papasukang trabaho o itatayong negosyo. Another TESDA Assessment Center will soon be operational at our Skills and Livelihood Training Foundation in Barangay Kamuning. Healthcare is also at the forefront of our agenda of governance. And 2 of the often heard complaints during our campaign was the shortage of doctors and the lack of medicines. Thus, dito pumalakpak kayo. Hindi pa. We have increased the budget for medicines from 550,000 in 2019 to 2 billion in 2020. We pray that the City Council majority supports this increase when they review our proposed health budget. We will also be adding more health professionals as I promised sa nalalapit na personnel selection board. Palakpak kayo dito. Magbubukas tayo ng 32 permanenteng posisyon para sa mga doktor. Sa tulong ng pribadong sektor, nasimulan na rin natin ang libreng medical, dental, at eye check-up sa ating mga public school students. Ito ay regalo ko kay Ma'am Bayubay para magkaroon tayo ng baseline data para malaman ang health situation ng ating mga kabataan. At sa wakas, may sasakatuparan na ang ordinansang nagmamandato ng libreng maintenance medicines at pneumococcal vaccines para sa ating mga senior citizens. To ensure that there will be no wastage or leakage in the procurement of medicines, we will be applying a system developed by Makati Mayor Abby Binay with the approval of COA Chief Rex Quieta. We in Quezon City welcome the best practices of other LGUs in order to improve our own systems of service delivery. And I would like to seek the support of our doctors. I know that you were in the beginning opposed to a new system of procurement, but I am assured by Mayor Abby Binay that because of this system, she eliminated corruption in the procurement of medicines by 100%. Hindi dapat pinagkakakitaan ang buhay ng tao.